the increase that of the administrative budget, just looking at the payroll line, which is of course where that large increase came, and then all the benefits and everything else below it that are impacted by that number. The 2025 budgeted number was $174,498. So for ease of reference, I'm going to say it was $175,000. The 2026 proposed is $240,000 and some odd change. If the 2025 budget had been corrected and presented in a way that reflected all of the contracted wages that were pushed off into the other departments, remember we said we moved them over, the 2025 budget would have been 200 for the payroll line, $237,498, a difference of approximately $2,500. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I feel like that's why that's why it makes sense to do it that way, because the number looks so significant. When you compare last year to this year, all of it, like, that number makes sense. It makes sense with raises people are getting and more. So yeah.
Thank you. And so that's why we are trying to make these, and we did this as clearly as we could. We will make subsequent years even better.
Okay. Carly?
I don't have a question, I just have a comment. I just want to say that, I know they've touched on a lot of resources, but I deal with a lot of the senior citizens in this town that come into my store. I have a lot of them that I refer for state resources, and I can't tell you how many of them have to go to the library because they don't have a computer, they can't do it from their phone. They apply through state resources through the library, and they do not have any other way to get access to a computer to be able to get.
Thank you. So that is it. Where's my, does anyone else on council have anything to say? Nancy, Sarah? Okay, we will open up to public input, limit 4 minutes per speaker. Terry? Just a minute here, I gotta get to my stopwatch.
I'm gonna be very low key. I was gonna talk mainly about the police department, but I think that issue is at least temporarily been taken care of. Excuse me, I'd like to just remind the city council that the reason, I can only speak for myself, the reason I became a police officer, go to school and put the badge on. So having said that, EMS as a whole, fire, ambulance, and police are here to serve the citizens of Abbott, hopefully provide safety as far as law enforcement is concerned. The old protect and serve, it's cliche, but it's true. The ambulance and fire are there for both medical and property reasons. If in the future you decide to reduce manpower, then I can only say that obviously the level provided will not be there, and some citizens may suffer because of that. So I just would like to plant that seed in your head for next year, which will be here before you know it. So, secondly, how much time I got? Kirsten?
1.5, you're at 1.5 minutes. I'm timing you.
I got lots of time. Mr. White, I would like to comment that when you ran for city council the last election, I don't know if you knew about you'd be taking the job up in the Arctic Circle before that or not. All I want to say is this, that if I were in your position and I was going to miss half of the meetings, which you did up until a couple weeks ago when you found out you could be here on TV, when I got elected, I had a contract with the voters of Babbitt who put me in those chairs for 8 years. And if at any time I couldn't honor that contract, which I don't think you're really able to do at this time because of your job commitments up in the Arctic Circle, I think the honorable thing I would have done, I probably would have resigned. Because I'm not fulfilling my end of the contract with the voters that put me in that chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Is anyone else here for public? Becky, I'll let her go first, then you can go. Oh, could you come
Come
up
up with
here
the
and
mic, we can't hear.
and state your name?
Speak up.
Use one of their microphones, Sean.
If you just make it a little closer to you and speak loudly and clearly into it. Is the switch not working now? Okay. Yeah.
My name is Cheyenne, if anyone else didn't hear that. I had a whole thing prepared before, not the police switch was kind of figured out, but there were some things I wanted to touch on.
Diane, can you get a little closer to the mic, please?
I'm just naturally quiet, sorry.
Some of us are naturally deaf.
I did want to, I believe you, I don't know what your name is with the green hat, you mentioned how the response time with police and EMS. Those are really important minutes. Cardiac arrest survival drops 7 to 10% first. I've also heard discussions about requiring ambulance personnel to cover 36 on-call hours every pay period. Most of the volunteers have day jobs, as you told me. When I publicly supported our police, Councilmember Dwayne Lawson privately messaged me and asked me to call him. During that 20-minute conversation, he said that he was not trying to persuade me, but he gave me a history, Babbitt's history, that was factually wrong. He claimed that there was only 4 officers for the entire history of Babbitt up until 2019. But in fact, in the early 1970s, an officer by the name of Al Stockman was hired as a 5th officer, and when our former chief and council member, Terry Slajewski, joined the force in 81, he was replacing a 5th officer. He also stated, Councilman Lawson, that Chief Lowen was against adding a 5th officer. In the notes from December 3rd, 2019, there was a proposal to switch from 12-hour shifts with 4 officers, and Chief Lowen and the treasurer at that time found that that would raise the budget by $40,000 versus the 8-hour shifts. Officer Lowen also stated that he did not have a problem with the 5-officer schedule and reminded the council that the department had been understaffed since that previous May, and adding a 5th officer would reduce overtime. Excuse me. Councilmember Lawson also repeated that 4 officers had never been a problem before, but a smooth pass is no guarantee for the future of our community. I have the recording and transcript from the call if anybody would like to review it and see what was exactly said. Those are not minor details. When an elected official contacts a private citizen to correct a public statement with information contradicted by the city's own records, it undermines public trust. And when the same people making budget decisions hold significant economic influence in our town, it is even more important to public safety that decisions be made transparently and based on facts, not private persuasion. And I think that's basically all I got for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna build on what Cheyenne said, because like you, when things happened with EMS, Dwayne Mossing also reached out to Matt, not personally, but to his,
my mother.
through his mother, to ask for a private conversation, which was highly inappropriate, to be honest. It was declined and no formal invitation was ever provided. Just so we're